Let's be honest. Most people never learn how to talk to themselves. They learn how to talk to others, how to please, how to perform, how to show up in the world. But the one voice they live with the longest, their own, is often the most neglected, the most brutal, the most dishonest. You can stand in a room full of people, smile, laugh, nod along, and still have that small, vicious voice inside your head whispering, "You're not enough." And that's where the real war happens. Not out there, not on social media, not in the boardroom, right here, inside your own mind. Every single day you are programming yourself. Every thought, every word, every internal reaction, it's like writing code in your brain. You are either building yourself or breaking yourself. You don't even need an enemy, because the most consistent voice in your life is your own. And if that voice is tearing you down, you'll start living smaller, hesitating more, and doubting every move you make. The world won't have to stop you. You'll do it all by yourself. But here's the truth that most people misty. You can reprogram that voice. You can literally retrain your brain to think differently. The way you talk to yourself can shift your chemistry, your energy, your courage. It's not some self-help cliche. It's neuroscience. Your words trigger your brain to release chemicals that either calm you or crush you. When you tell yourself, "I can't do this," your body believes it. It tenses up. Your breath shortens. Your performance drops. But when you say, "I can handle this," your body follows suit. Shoulders back, breathing slows, focus sharpens. It's like flipping a switch from fear to action. Now think about the moments you've been hardest on. Yourself. Maybe you failed at something, a job, a relationship, a dream that didn't go the way you imagined. What's the first thing you said to yourself? Was it, "That's okay, I'll learn from this"? Or was it, "Of course, I messed up again"? That moment right there is where your inner programming takes control. Every repetition strengthens it, and every time you repeat those negative thoughts, you're building a mental muscle for self-doubt. The good news, you can build a different kind of muscle. You can start right now by becoming aware of the tone you use with yourself. Most of us speak to ourselves in ways we would never speak to another person. If a friend came to you and said, "I'm struggling," would you tell them, "Well, maybe you're just not good enough"? Of course not. You'd encourage them, guide them, remind them of who they are. Yet, when it comes to you, that kindness disappears. You talk to yourself like an enemy. That's where reprogramming begins, with awareness. You have to catch those internal micro moments. High, when you're rushing to get ready and mutter, "I look terrible." When you're late to a meeting and whisper, "I'm such an idiot." When you see someone else succeed and think, "I'll never be like that." Those thoughts may feel harmless, but they're not. They're instructions. You're instructing your brain on who you are. And it listens. It always listens. So what if you flip that? What if every time your inner critic spoke up, you answered it with truth? "No, I'm learning. No, I'm not behind. No, I've survived worse." It's not about lying to yourself or pretending everything's perfect. It's about shifting your focus from judgment to strength. You're still telling yourself the truth, but you're choosing which truth to amplify. Here's something powerful. The words you repeat shape the beliefs you live by. Say something often enough, and it becomes your reality. That's why elite performers, athletes, soldiers, leaders, all use intentional self-talk. They don't wait to feel confident. They speak confidence into themselves until it becomes automatic. When the pressure hits, their mind doesn't say, "I can't do this." It says, "I've trained for this." It says, "Let's go." You can do the same thing in your everyday life. When something goes wrong, instead of spiraling, tell yourself, "I control how I respond." When you feel fear creeping in, this fear is information, not an order. When you're exhausted, "I'm built for hard things." These statements are not motivational quotes. They're commands to your subconscious. You're teaching your mind to focus on control, resilience, and growth, rather than chaos, helplessness, and defeat. But it takes consistency. You can't say it once and expect your brain to rewire overnight. This is daily work. It's repetition, correction, and discipline. Every single day, you choose the language you want your mind to speak. You choose to build yourself instead of break yourself. You choose to be your own ally, not your enemy. Start small. Start with catching yourself. The moment that voice tries to criticize, pause. Replace it with strength. You won't get it perfect at first, and that's okay. But over time, those replacements add up. They form new neural pathways, literal new wiring in your brain that starts favoring confidence, calm, and clarity over fear and failure. That's how you reprogram your mind. And here's the beautiful part. When you start mastering your inner dialogue, everything outside of you changes. You stop reacting to things the same way. People's opinions don't hit as hard. Failure doesn't sting as long because you've built something stronger inside, a foundation no one can touch. The most dangerous person in any room isn't the loudest or the strongest. It's the one who has mastered their own voice. The one who can stand in chaos and say, I decide what happens next. That's power, that's leadership, that's freedom. So as you move through your day, remember every word you speak to yourself is shaping your future. You are building a belief system brick by brick, one sentence at a time. Make those sentences count. Make them strong, intentional, unshakable, because the world is already trying to define who you are. Don't let it speak for yourself. Program your mind with precision, and watch how your life starts to match the words you choose. There are moments in life when everything feels uncertain, when the ground shifts beneath you, when nothing seems to go the way you planned, and you start questioning who you are and what you're even doing. It's in those moments that your mind starts reaching for something to hold on to. Most people reach for distraction, but for validation, for comfort. But the ones who rise, the ones who stay unshaken, they reach for anchors, powerful truths they repeat until they become part of who they are. These anchors are not slogans. They're not feel-good affirmations. They're reminders of strength, discipline, and purpose. They are the 9 things you must tell yourself every single day to keep your mind grounded, focused, and unstoppable. The first thing you remind yourself is simple, but it's the foundation of all power. I control how I respond. You don't control people. You don't control outcomes. You don't control the weather or the world, but you control your reaction. You control your tone, your attitude, your focus. Every time something goes wrong, your mind has 2 options: react emotionally or respond intentionally. You get to decide which one runs your life. The strongest people in the world aren't emotionless. They're trained. They've learned that emotions are signals, not commands. When someone insults you, when things fall apart, when life throws chaos your way, take a breath and say it. I control how I respond. That's how you keep your power, by never giving it away to someone else's behavior. Then comes the second truth. I am stronger than my excuses. Excuses are comfortable. They protect your ego. They make failure easier to justify. And they give you an out when things get hard. But every excuse you make is a small betrayal of your own potential. You can rationalize your way out of greatness every single day. I'm tired. I'm not ready. I don't have enough time. Yet deep down, you know the truth. Strength is built in the moments when excuses are loudest. You've done hard things before. You've survived worse. You've walked through pain, disappointment, and fear. And you're still here. That's proof of strength. When the voice of comfort whispers in your ear, you answer with, no, I'm stronger than that. The third anchor, discomfort, is my training ground. Most people run from discomfort. They see it as a warning sign to stop. But the truth is, every time you choose discomfort, you grow. Growth doesn't happen in safety. It happens when you stretch, when you push, when you challenge yourself. The gym hurts before it changes you. Discipline burns before it frees you. Discomfort is not your enemy. It's your coach. It's shaping you, teaching you, testing what you're made of. So instead of saying, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this teaching me? Every hard day is an opportunity to get better, sharper, stronger. Then remind yourself, I do not need permission to be great. Most people waste years waiting for approval, for recognition, for someone to say, you're ready. But the truth is, no one's coming to hand you permission. No one's going to announce your worth. You have to give yourself the green light. You have to decide that your dreams matter, that your voice matters, that you are allowed to take up space in this world. Greatness doesn't wait for applause. It's built quietly while no one's watching. Stop asking if you're good enough. Start proving that you are. Next, hold this truth close. My standards define me, not my circumstances. Life will test you. You will have days when nothing goes right, when people disappoint you, when your efforts don't get rewarded. But your standards, how you carry yourself, how you show up, how you treat people must never drop to match your environment. Your standards are your identity. You don't lower them when life gets hard. That's when you double down. Integrity is doing what's right, even when no one sees it. Excellence is holding the line. Even when the world goes off course, you become powerful when your behavior stays consistent, regardless of what's happening around you. The sixth truth is a reminder for when everything feels too heavy. I am built for hard things. Read that again. Built for it. Designed for it. You are not fragile. You've been tested before. Life didn't break you. It built you. The challenges you faced were not punishments. They were preparation. You've been through pain that could have ended you, but it didn't. That means you've got something unshakable inside you when things feel impossible. When the weight feels too heavy, don't say, I can't do this. Say, this is what I'm built for, because it's true. You wouldn't be here otherwise. Then there's fear, that quiet creeping voice that tells you to stay small. You confront it with this truth. Fear is information, not an order. Fear isn't telling you to stop. It's telling you to pay attention. It's your body saying something here matters. But most people misinterpret fear as danger, when often it's just growth knocking on your door. Fear means you're expanding, stepping into something uncertain. And that's where life happens. You don't silence fear. You listen to it. You learn from it. And then you move anyway. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's mastery over it. Eighth, remind yourself every day, I am becoming who I needed when I was younger. Think about that version of you, the one who doubted, who felt small, who didn't know they could make it. You are living proof that they survived. You're the person they were dreaming of becoming. That means every time you show strength, every time you make a hard choice, every time you set a boundary, you're honoring that younger you. You're showing them that it was worth it. You're showing them that pain had a purpose. Let that drive you. Let that give your actions meaning. And finally, the most balanced truth of them all. I am enough, but I am not done. This one matters because too often we swing between extremes. We either think we're not enough, constantly chasing validation, or we become complacent, thinking we've already arrived. Real strength lies in the middle. You are enough, worthy, capable, deserving, just as you are. But that doesn't mean you stop growing. You can love yourself while still pushing yourself. You can be proud and hungry at the same time. You can stand tall knowing you've come far and still look forward, knowing there's more to do. These 9 truths are not magic words. They're habits. They're training for your mind. Just like lifting weights is training for your body. Repeat them until they become automatic. Write them down. Speak them. When you wake up, whisper them when doubt creeps in. Shout them if you have to. Because when the storms hit, and they always do, it's these words that will steady you. You don't rise by accident. You rise by choice, by discipline, by repetition. You rise by building an unshakable foundation inside your mind. These 9 anchors are that foundation, reminders that no matter what happens, you have control, strength, resilience, purpose, and direction. You don't wait for the world to believe in you. You speak power into yourself until your actions make it undeniable. That's how you win the internal war. That's how you rise from uncertainty to clarity, from chaos to composure, from doubt to dominance. Not because life gets easier, but because you get stronger. There's a reason people remember stories more than speeches. A story reaches the part of you logic can't touch. It gets under your skin, settles in your chest, and stays there long after the noise fades. Because a story isn't just about what happened. It's about who you became through it. That's where real grit lives, not in slogans or Instagram quotes, but in the raw, messy, unfiltered moments where you had every reason to quit, but didn't. Let me take you there to one of those moments. Imagine you've been chasing something for years. You've given it everything: time, money, sleep, your heart. And then one day, the door slams shut. You get the rejection call, the failure notice, the silence that says you didn't make it. The air leaves your lungs, your stomach drops, your mind starts spiraling. Maybe I'm not cut out for this. Maybe they were right. Maybe I should just stop. You sit there staring at the floor, wondering why it had to be this hard. That's the part no one likes to talk about. The in-between, the space between trying and succeeding, where you question everything, but that space, that silence after failure, that's where your real voice starts to form. That's when you start to hear yourself clearly. The noise of approval fades, the opinions of others disappear, and all that's left is you. Asking what now? That's where grit is born, not in your best days, but in your broken ones. The world celebrates results, medals, titles, victories, but the truth is, the world never sees the grind. It doesn't see you dragging yourself out of bed when your body says no. It doesn't see the nights you cry in silence, trying to hold it together. It doesn't see you rebuilding yourself from scratch after everything falls apart. That's where greatness hides, in the unseen moments of persistence. Everyone wants strength, but no one wants the struggle that builds it. You can't have one without the other. You earn grit in pain. You earn confidence in doubt. You earn resilience through heartbreak. Every scar you carry is proof that you didn't give up when you had every reason to. So don't cover your scars. Honor them. They're not signs of weakness. They're your medals of survival. Let's get real. Life doesn't care about your plans. It doesn't care how hard you've worked or how much you want something. It will test you, break you, strip you of comfort and control. And in those moments, you'll want to run. You'll want to go back to easy, to safe, to predictable. But easy doesn't build you. Easy keeps you ordinary. When you hit the wall, and you will, that's the moment you decide who you are. Do you give in or do you push through? Grit isn't loud. It's quiet. It's the whisper that says keep going when no one's watching. It's showing up on the days you don't feel like it. It's doing the work with no guarantee of reward. It's facing fear and saying you don't control me. Grit doesn't need motivation. It's built on discipline, and discipline means you do it anyway. Tired, scared, uncertain, but still moving. Let me tell you something true. Every person you admire has had moments where they wanted to quit. Every strong person you see today once felt weak, lost, and afraid. The difference is they didn't stay there. They didn't let their pain define them. They turned it into fuel. You can too. But it starts with being honest, brutally honest about what you want and what it's going to cost. Because grit isn't glamorous. It's sweat, sacrifice, and solitude. You might be in one of those seasons right now where nothing's working, where you're questioning why you even started. You're exhausted, emotionally spent, maybe even angry at yourself for caring so much. I get it. You're not broken. You're just in the middle of your becoming. Growth feels like pain before it looks like progress. You're not failing. You're being forged. You're in the fire that's shaping your steel. And one day, you'll look back on this moment and realize it was the making of you. You'll remember the version of yourself that kept going, that didn't give up, and you'll feel a quiet pride. Not because it was easy, but because you didn't let it destroy you. That's real-world grit. It's not about pretending everything's fine. It's about saying, I'm not fine, but I'm here. I'm still moving. I'm still fighting. Let's talk about emotion for a second. Most people think emotion makes you weak. That being tough means being cold. Wrong. Real strength isn't the absence of emotion. It's the ability to master it. To feel everything, fear, doubt, pain, and still choose action. To walk into chaos with your heart pounding and your hands shaking, but your focus locked in. That's power. You don't get rid of fear. You learn to move with it. You don't suppress pain. You use it. There's a saying, pressure makes diamonds. It's true. But what people forget is pressure also breaks rocks. The difference between a rock and a diamond isn't the pressure itself. It's what they're made of. When life applies pressure, what are you made of? Do you shatter or do you shine? That answer is built through repetition, through how many times you've trained yourself to show up even when you didn't want to. That's how you harden your mind, one small difficult choice at a time. The real world doesn't reward effort. It rewards endurance. Anyone can start strong. The real test is who's still standing when the excitement fades, when the praise disappears, when you're the only one clapping for yourself. That's where character is born. In solitude, in the grind that no one sees. So when life gets messy, when you fail, when you lose, when things don't go your way, don't hide from it. Lean in, feel it, learn from it, because pain is not your punishment, it's your teacher. Every hardship carries a lesson meant to sharpen you. Every setback is preparing.